All right, now we are going to see how CSS flexing works. And CSS flex is how to align or arrange your elements in a proper way. Okay, so I have my index HTML already running, and I will just go ahead and open with live server. Okay, so that it can display on my browser like this, and then I can go ahead. In case you don't have any styling yet, you can go ahead and create your own style and then link it. Okay, and I'm gonna create about I'm gonna create a section. Okay, I'm gonna create a section, and I'm gonna give it a class of maybe section 1. All right, so something like this. I'm gonna say a class of section 1. Okay, and inside this section I'm gonna have about 4 different divs. Okay, I'm gonna have about 4 different divs. Let me see. First one is gonna be div 1. I'm gonna create a div and then say a class of div 1, and then something like this, class of div 1, and I would repeat this for the other 3. Okay, and I can rename these things to be div 2 and div 3, and the last is gonna be div 4. Okay, so these divs are just like this. I'm just gonna style them in my CSS. Okay, I'm gonna start in my CSS. I'm gonna do something like div 1. I'm gonna give them different colors. Okay, div 1, I'm gonna say maybe a background color of green, background color of green, and then I'm gonna say a width of probably, okay, let's leave out width now. Let's see for height. Okay, I'll get to that later. Let's see for height of about 20 v height. Okay, let's see how it goes. I'll check out my web and see how, okay, this is what I have here, and this is exactly what I want to get. I will do the same thing for other ones. I'll copy this and then go ahead and copy for this and say div 2, and I'm gonna have this a different color. I'll just go ahead and pick somewhere here, and try the same thing for div 3 with a different color, and probably copy the same around. And the last one I'm gonna say yellow for div 4. Okay, like this. I'm gonna say yellow. Okay, now look at how our website is being displayed, and I want to flex these items. All right, I want to flex them. See, flex allows us to either display our items or elements in a row like manner, or even in a column. So by default it's actually in a column format. Okay, so let's say we're gonna want it to be in a row like format. Okay, so all you have to do is to target the parents. All right, first of all, go to HTML and actually say, well, what is the parent of all these divs? Okay, the parent of all these divs is just this section 1. All right, since it's in section 1, just go ahead and copy it and go to your style, and go ahead and style it, and just leave the display of flex. Okay, I'll just type in TF and it displays display of flex. Okay, and you can go ahead and select that. When you select that, check out your web again, and okay, let's say it says here, let's add width here first. Okay, and width of probably 20 pixels, and then we go ahead and paste here and paste here, paste here, and check it out. Okay, it wasn't showing at first because I didn't add the width. Okay, remember I told us that I will come back and add the width. All right, so this is what we have here, and this is actually displaying in a like format. All right, so I would like to increase this width. Albeit I don't normally use pixels. Okay, when I want to work on in this kind of thing, what I might do is I use percentage so that it can calculate the width of the whole screen. Okay, so I can say, since there are 4 items here, I can say maybe let's first of all go with 30%. Okay, trying to arrive. Okay, 30%, and then for each and every one of them, and last here 30%, and then let's see how it goes. Okay, this is cool. Let's add one more item So I wanna establish a fact. Let's add one more item here by just going to this place and then saying d5 this time around. Alright, and I can come to my CSS and copy one of these and going and say d5 like such, and then come here and change it to probably, okay, and we have something like this. Let's try to increase our width. Okay, let's say okay, let's link it this way, but how be it, let's say you want only 3 items to display first, okay, because as soon as I start adding more items on this row, it tries to shrink. Okay, now let's say we want only 3 items to display first and then other 3 will display subsequently. Okay, how are we gonna do that? All you have to do is to say from here, let's see let's wrap. Okay, let's wrap and then go ahead and select wrap. Okay, what this is gonna do is when it reaches to the end and see that because all this thing, the width of my screen is actually 100%. Okay, so this one occupies 30%, this one occupies 30%, this one occupies 30%, and try to merge everything together, it gives us like 80%, and the next one wouldn't be up to it will be more than 100%. Okay, that is why it had to come down. All right, so this is basically how this flex works. You might want to like give the individual items say maybe you cannot target all the divs, rather you can target all the divs as say let them have probably a margin of 10 pixels or sides. Okay, 10 pixels or side, and you can have your spacing. So also if you notice, we have a little space here and much space by the right hand side. Okay, how are you gonna do that so that there will be an equal spacing in between another recipe? So all you have to do is to go ahead and go to the place where you did your flex, just do something like justify items. Okay, justify items to be spaced between, justify contents rather. You're gonna be justify contents to space between. Okay, you can select space between, space evenly, or anyone at all, but right now I'm gonna work with space between so that I can show us. As you can see, they are now spaced out. Okay, this is one of the things you can do with CSS flex. You can assume these cards now to be more like a blog post. Okay, so you browsing a web are seeing some blog posts are aligned in this format. This is actually how they are. Okay, let me just go ahead and make it uniform by adding one more element, and then saying that's for 6, which is gonna be div 6, and then I can come here and add the slider for it. I come here and select the color for it. Let me say I'm gonna have this color, this one, and come here. We'll see the 5. I'm gonna name it to div 6. Okay, div 6, and then I'll have in this. Let's see, one of them is missing. Okay, I did a mistake in the spelling, and then this is it. It is 6, and it is now uniform. All right, it's now uniform. Now this is how they are now aligned in a row like format. In case you want it to be maybe only 2 items, all you have to do is to go ahead and increase the width so that it can be something like 40%, and then knowing fully well that the next one is not going to be up to it's not going to make it up to 100, but rather going to make it 20%. It will now use only 2 it use only 2 rows on 2 items rather on a row. Okay, let me try to show us what I mean by that. Let me say I want only 2 items on a row. I will just go ahead and increase the width. Okay, and width for all these elements, I'll just go ahead and change them to 40 this time around, and as you can see, they are now in this format. But the like I made mention in there that the default of our items, okay, are actually column, but we just have to make it through this time around using this. Okay, now if you want to make it back to column using flex, okay, you can just go ahead and say flex direction and then select column. Okay, and then you have something like this, and they are now okay. Now I want you to check out something. We have green as the first one, and then purple as the third one, and then this sea green as the last one. there is something we're gonna do with also with flex. Okay, let's say we want something like colon reverse. Okay, what this will do now is to more like start from back to the front, or more like from the bottom to the top. Okay, remember that this signaling was a last item. Normally is the last item, but now because we use column reverse, that is why we are having this signaling as 91st. Okay, the same thing happens when you select, when you go for row. Okay, when we remove this and say instead of column reverse, this matter, just use row reverse, and then you're gonna have this and this now. Okay, but instead, if we just remove this or select only row, okay, it's going to come by default green becoming the first and this green becoming the last. But if we go ahead and undo this and select row reverse, the green goes to this place and then the C green comes to this place. Okay, so basically this is what I want you to know about CSS flexing. And in future we're gonna work projects and so many projects with it, and you understand how much more you can use it. All right, thank you for standing through, and see you next.